Hi, if you're watching this as a series, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, my name is Nikki, and this is episode 2 of redesigning my website. What you can expect in this episode is we're going to fix all of the bugs that we identified in episode 1. We're going to remove one of the Webflow pages. We're going to make the newsletter more prominent on the homepage. We're going to apply all of the new brand colors to Webflow. We're going to implement a new about page with a profile picture and more text on the page. We're going to set up a new page called Services. We're going to fix all of the bugs, such as the disappearing logo, the layout of list elements, and we're going to change 2 rich text elements and its styling on a page. Hope it makes sense. I hope you enjoy, and let's dive in. But first, I would like to fix my search engine optimization. As you could see that I didn't have any SEO title added to my website. So when I Google my name, you cannot really see any description. So I wanted to add something else to it. And after reading documentations, I just figured the channel title needs to be changed. So that's what I'm doing here. And while we're here, I am changing the channel description as well. So it fits with what I'm thinking my website is about. And I am also fixing the SEO on my writing page so that all of my blog posts has proper SEO as well. By the way, if you are new to this channel and you're interested in UX, UI design and side projects, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next week's episode. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, now let's fix some real bugs. So I mentioned the bullet points, or in coding term, this is the unordered list. You can see that how in Webflow Designer, I have everything left aligned, and this is the bullet point, or this is the style that I would like to keep. But you can see that when it is rendered, so when it is published, then the bullet points are actually right aligned, and they also use capital letters. So this is definitely not what I want. I need to check a lot of things here. So let's just read some documentations and watch some videos. We might be able to fix that. Sometimes the easiest way is just to rebuild the whole component and test it instead of messing up with the already existing content. And once I am sure about the fix, then I am going to test it on an existing content. So this is what I'm doing here. And let's see if it works. Not quite. So what I decided is basically I shouldn't even put bullet points or unordered list for longer sentences. This was actually pretty hard. You know, fixing a bug is 80% reading documentations and watching videos, and 20% actually doing the fix and then testing it, if it works how it was intended. Now I am changing all of the fonts on the website. I have 2 new brand fonts. One of them is Europanova and the other one is Mignon Pro. I really like both of them. They are very similar to Georgia and Lato. But you might remember I mentioned that how Lato just didn't really work when it was a block text. So I am going to use Mignon Pro for that. Okay, so these are the new brand colors that I'm going to apply. I am going through fairly systematically, as you can see. Just copy pasting the hex color from Canva to Webflow. I am double checking that the change goes through. And while I'm here, I am also updating the footer with the type. Here I am updating my about page. I added a subline and a little welcome message, also my picture, and I am just making sure that the design is responsive. Now on to designing my newsletter. So just because I am using MailChimp for my newsletters, therefore I need to use a form block element. So that's what I dropped in here. And then I read some documentations about how to integrate MailChimp with Webflow. So it takes me about 15-20 minutes to figure things out. And then I go to MailChimp and make some changes there. And I am come back to Webflow and I just make sure that I properly map the input field labels with what I have in MailChimp, according to the Webflow Academy tutorial. Unfortunately, I cannot show you what I have in MailChimp just because of the privacy of my subscribers. By the way, if you're not part of my subscription list, then maybe you want to join. I have free resources available for people who join my mailing list. Okay, this was actually easier than I thought, so I just gotta test this. So I am just going to test it with one of my email addresses just to see if it works. And yes, it does. So all good. Now I need to style it a little bit. Now you can see how I disabled the shop page on my website, and now I am on to creating a new page called Services. I moved the old homepage elements to the Services page. That's what you can see under I Can Help With. Then I doodled a few pictograms on my iPad. I added them to Figma. I image traced them. I added a blob behind them, exported them, and then I added them to my website. And this is what it looks like. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was fairly technical and fast-paced. If you haven't tried Webflow, I would highly recommend to give it a go. There is a little bit of learning curve when it comes to Webflow, but it really gives you a huge flexibility when it comes to customizing your website. You might wonder what's next in this series. In a few months' time, I am planning to launch a different website based on one of my interests, which is doodles and drawing. That's something that I do. Let me know if you're interested in working through that with me, or let me know if you would like to see the progress, how it goes. It is a little bit different because I'm not using Webflow for it, but I am going to link the two websites together. If it makes sense. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but this is the plan. All right, that's all from me today. And if you haven't watched the first episode, you can click this link. I hope you enjoyed that too. I see you next time.